through history, there's stories of people fasting, sometimes for long periods of time, to be able to overcome certain illnesses. But in 2016, going into 2017, we need to be mindful of the 3 phases of the liver detox. So when you choose to fast, and fasting is an excellent way to give the stomach a rest, the gastrointestinal organs a rest, but it is also a God-designed way to free the system from built-up fat-soluble toxins that are coming into our body all through our life. But all the fasting experts agree today that you are far better to do 2 days of fasting a week or 2 days of fasting a fortnight rather than a long fast. Because if you do a long fast, too many fat-soluble toxins are released, and that will create too many metabolites, and it can make a person quite sick. You see, if all the environmental toxins were to come out of our body right now, we'd basically all be dead. Little by little, the body lets them go. We do 2 days of juicing at our health retreat for a 1-week program. Sometimes people come for 2 weeks and they will do a 2-day fast on the 2nd week as well. And sometimes we see people go down on the 2nd fast. You see, the first fast, it's going so deep. 2nd fast, going a little bit deeper. So when a person does start to get sick, we'll often give them a little extra protein. You can see why, because the amino acids are mopping up those nasty metabolites. Someone can get quite sick if they do a water fast, because if they do a water fast, there is nothing to mop up these toxic metabolites, and then there is nothing to join them together to create the water-soluble state that can be easily released out of the body. I was fascinated to read in Florence Nightingale's book that when she found a very sick patient, almost death's door, they responded to 2 things: beef tea and raw milk. Now, what do beef tea and raw milk both contain? Protein. As I say to our guests, we're not going to give you beef tea and raw milk. They're not very safe today. And we have something superior to that, which is the plant protein. If someone comes and does our health program and does a couple of days on fasting, and they're a Vietnam veteran, or they're a farmer that's had a lot of exposure to chemicals, or maybe a cleaner. We've had some very sick cleaners using chemicals to clean, hairdressers. These are all people that have had a lot of exposure to chemicals. I will often put them on a protein drink every juice. So that's 5 times a day, because I know that what's going to be coming out of them is pretty toxic. And the metabolites can make them quite sick. This also explains why Dr. Atkins was having results. You see, you can't deny this guy was #1. His book was #1 on the New York Times best-selling list 4 years running. Most people don't realize his patients had to eat 3 cups of vegetables a day and 1 cup had to be greens. So they were getting a lot of beta-carotenes. They were also getting the protein that is necessary. And as a friend of mine who'd been a patient of Atkins, he said, you know, I believe if Atkins would have read the China study, Dr. Atkins would have become a vegetarian. That's quite a statement, isn't it? Because the China study has shown us very clearly the dangers of the animal protein. So only since 2002 has this information been known about the 3 phases of the liver detox. And as you can see, it is vital information, because if you do go on a fast to bring about healing in the body, it's very important that you nutritionally support your liver, that you nutritionally support every cell in your body so that you can effectively detox, because we don't want you to be sicker when you've finished than when you began. It also explains why some people get very sick on the detox. I have known some people to go on a 10-day fast and not get very sick. But you know, I investigated the case and I found out that these people were about 350 pounds. They had not had exposure to chemicals through their life. So maybe what they were releasing from their fat stores weren't as toxic as maybe someone else.